Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NeverOpenPod, the podcast open to everyone, especially the WWE. Hey, thanks for taking Tongaloa off our hands, mate. Keep him. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the NeverOpenPod, and with me, as always, is Mr. Andy. Say hello, Mr. Guy.
Hello, Mr. Guy, and hello to everyone whose ears just exploded, because that's what we're doing today on the Never Open Podcast. We're exploding ears, and that is with our podcasting talents talking about the pro wrestling entity known as New Japan.
And if you're watching this on video, I'll show you the 5-prong exploding heart technique as well. Yeah, like that. Bit of that too. Mm-hmm. Yes, but before we get to Wrestling Dontaku 2024, let's do some professionalism. There is ways people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Tweety. I'm not calling it the other thing. Fuck that. I'm there at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy's there at Truth for Tweets. We're there collectively at NeverOpenPod. And if you want to send us a written or voicemail, you can do that too. NeverOpenPod at gmail.com. Also, if you have any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can get merch that'll make you look never as fuck. And if you want to see me do this intro, see me kind of close my eyes and muddle my way through it and not look at Andy saying, fuck this up. He's not doing anything, but, it's still like, don't look at me.
I'm distracting.
Yeah. That's it. He is.
Just in general.
If you watch the video, you'll see why it's distracting. Exactly. So, yes, we have a YouTube's. Look us up. Never Open Podcast. Bish Bash Bosh. We're right there. Watch us as we do the thing. And you fold your laundries or you're doing other things. I don't know. What do you do? Where you listen to this?
I mean, you could do what I do sometimes when there's a YouTube video, but I want to listen to it. I'll just put it in my pocket. And walk around, and I won't look at it, not once. But I'll be
get off your seat and jump around.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Jump up, and get down.
That's right. All right. So yes, we're going to talk about Wrestling Dontaku. But in case anyone's wondering, hey Luke, didn't All Together happen last night? Yeah, I don't have a VPN either, and for some reason, a Beamer only made it fucking available in certain markets. So I was just like, well, I can't watch it, and I don't think our schedules really allow for that much either. So, there is that. I had a busy weekend and busy night last night. Anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to watch the show and then be up for this episode. So
it's not a New Japan show, too.
That too.
And we're a New Japan show, and every once in a while we want to cover something like that, but some important things happen there. I mean, some of our favorites won. House of Torture won. Pretty cool. Love that. We got some, Desperado, doing his scouting for his big show coming up. This guy was good and that guy was good with a bunch of the juniors. So that shit that went on. But I mean, the kind of big thing that happened is that after the show, I guess Kaito Kiyomiya is the champion, the GHC champion now. He must have beat Dr. Wagner Jr.
He must have turned 30. Sorry.
Well, and I guess he got attacked by Gabe Kidd, and Gabe Kidd got a title shot for attacking the champion. I love Japanese wrestling. It's awesome.
Everyone's an idiot. They should be watching what Gabe Kidd's doing, because he's got how many title shots?
He's got one coming up next weekend too. I think isn't that the one?
That's Eddie the other annoying thing. We just had a New Japan pay-per-view. Then it was an AW one for me. Then there's All Together. Now there's another. Come on, guys, settle the fuck down.
Yeah, last year was pretty bad. They had 1 million of them last year. So another reason why All Together now is just not going to make it. On our show. But if it shows up on World sometime in the future, I might watch it. Probably won't.
Same. Oh yeah, because it's fucking old as.
That's right. We're current here. We are current. We're adequate. So that's
mediocre.
That's a new thing that we can like actually promise that we will always be adequate. We will always be at least mediocre, and we will be current. So,
and the NeverOpen podcast.
That's 3 things we can do now.
With a ringing endorsement like that from our co-host, everyone, like, why wouldn't you want to stick around and listen to us for the next 2 hours? Like, seriously.
Well,
all right,
hopefully it won't be that long, but we'll see. So, Luke, New Japan Pro Wrestling 1972 website is actually down right now. Did you know that?
I didn't. I know.
It's under construction. So they're doing something, it's going to be different. I'm assuming whenever it pops back up, but it's been down for like a whole day, maybe longer.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my live rewind. Please, New Japan. Please and thank you. That would be lovely.
Oh, you mean on New Japan World?
Yeah, I want it back. Where's it gone? Look, sometimes I'm writing notes and I miss a move. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I'm not going back to watch little bits and pieces at certain timestamps. And then, like, New Japan will eventually post a GIF of it, but not current. They'll do it like 2 hours fucking later.
I mean, what do you think Evil's behind this? I mean, this the skip button thing being gone makes sense to me, yeah. So, all right.
Wouldn't Evil want us to rewatch his stuff? It's probably someone dumb and they have to torture doing it. So it's probably
because we'll catch him cheating. He does not want rewind.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm waking up to you now. I know I see what you're doing. All right.
Man. Yeah.
So we're at Fukuoka for these next 2 shows. And I don't know how you feel about both nights, Mr. Guy, but I'm going to say all up, I loved 2 matches, and then the rest of the show is stuff I've watched. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's some good stuff that happened on these shows, but
absolutely
pretty, just kind of business as usual a little bit, and some of it was just kind of like I don't care, man. I like
some of that too.
I think that like the problem with Wrestling Dontaku is that it's like it's 4 shows, right? So like they got like it reminds me of when they have a run at Kurgan Hall and they like put a little title match on each night or something like that, or maybe a title match and a gimmick match on this, on the same night, just to kind of pad that out so that people will come. And it's cool. But the whole undercard is 8-man tags of the same people we've seen over and over again, and that's what these shows are.
Oh yeah,
not complaining.
And if they have their title blow off match on Dontaku night 1, well, they're still going to be mixed tags for nights 2, 3, and 4, and you're just like, oh come on! but they can't start feuding anybody else yet because the feuds for the other things haven't wrapped up yet because Dontaku's still going, and it's just like,
yeah.
Not only that, like I feel like they fucked up with some of the match orders. Like the first night we're going to talk about, I would have put the NeverOpen title match on that because I'm telling you, after I watched that NeverOpen title match, I couldn't give a fuck about the next 2 matches, and it was really hard for them, all 4 men, to be like, "Hey, Luke, we put it on the show." I'm like, "Yeah, not as good as Gabriel Kidd and Shingo though." So
No. I'm very interested to talk about the main event of night 2 though, because it was a fascinating match for many reasons,
Yeah.
And also later on in the show, we're going to kind of talk about the past a little bit and the history of Wrestling Dontaku, the recent history. So that'll be interesting going into night 2 to talk about kind of what's happened on the show recently in the past.
Absolutely. So let's do night 1. I'll do the review now then. We have a Google review of Fukuoka. It was sent to me by Mr. Guy. He does these.
Well, it's Fukuoka Convention Center, right? That's
right. All right.
So like,
oh my god!
You think it's like room A or conference room B in the convention center, or was it? It was the main hall, I guess.
Oh, okay. Old-fashioned, badly smelling place. Spent there several days in training. Hard days for an asthmatic. 1, because of the material used years ago, and insufficient air condition. 3 stars. 3 stars?
Yeah. Above average,
Wow. He's been to worse smelling places.
Older fashion.
Insufficient air condition than this.
At least they had air conditioning. It just was insufficient, you know. So I mean, some of these places don't have any. And sadly, Luke, that was the only entertaining review of this place I could find. Apparently, it's either just boring as fuck and no one even cares about the parking, or it's actually pretty good place and everybody that is fine with it. So there's not any funny reviews.
Boo!
That's sad.
Fukuoka Convention Center seems like it's a nicely run ship. Then I hope it sinks because I want some Google reviews. Oh my god! All right, so like, man, yeah, all right, I'll start. It's Katsuya Murashima, yay! And Toki fucking Makabe. I feel sorry for you, Murashima. You got a fucking tag with this dork.
Yeah.
And the versus Shomakato and Bolton Oleg. At least Shomakato gets someone cool. Makabe has new replacement music, and it's way cooler than he is.
It's pretty. It's like it's not as bad as the Stank Belt theme, but it sounds like it's kind of by the same band.
It's same band,
you know?
yeah.
It's like it's a B-side from the Stank Belt theme, and it's pretty weak. So I'm just saying.
Oh my god. We got here. Murashima tries grabbing Oleg out, but Oleg's just like, I'm taking bits and pieces from other wrestlers. My finisher is like the you can't, and I'll get out of Brabs with the the House of Torture way, but everyone's going to cheer because like
they both got their thighs, man. You know,
Oleg just fucking whoops his ass and Brabs Murashima back. Shomakato takes out Makabe, which is nice, and Oleg catches Murashima in a you can't for the win. And you suck balls, Makabe is like, I think I saw 30 towels that said that out in the crowd. Nope, that's my fantasy dream book.
I can't wait to talk about Makabe on night 2. He was on fire. So on fire, do I mean? But well, we'll see what I mean. But well, the next match is pretty good, and it's one of these matches I really like. We also failed to mention that Chris Charlton is on commentary for this one, and I believe he's joined later by someone on this show. I can't remember. But
what's going on with the Walker Man? Has he got like a visa trouble, or what's going on?
No, he's just probably not booked for this one. I don't think this is the big time show. This is just kind of like the house showy stuff that they're doing in between us here in Dominion. You know,
Kevin would have done Dontaku.
Yeah, but like, I think
anyway,
New Japan in general is like much better without him. And Walker, Texas. I mean, it's been clear that New Japan just isn't going to bring in people sometimes because they got Chris Charlton and a wrestler. So they're just going to do that. You know, that's cheaper. But anyway, the match itself is Doki and Taka is coming, motherfucker, versus Yujiro and Sho. And this is tremendous. So Sho, he's taunting Doki with the belt on the mic. And he says Doki should just forfeit because he's not going to win anyway. You know, and he talks shit about the Dontaku festival. He doesn't even like Dutch people, which is fair. But there's a House of Torture attack. But Doki and Taka use teamwork to beat the shit out of Sho to big cheers. I'm talking like it's happening. It's so awesome. Like seeing Doki get over like this is so fun to watch. So. But they counter with cheating, and they get some heat on Taka. But Taka cheats right back in hilarious fashion and tags in Doki, who gets a pop for just tagging in. He tags in and, like, doesn't really even do anything yet, and they're just like, fucking Doki! It's just great. So Sho and Doki tear it up in this match. They just decide, you know what? Let's just wrestle. And they just crush it, and then Taka gets in versus Yujiro, and Taka accomplishes something that is nearly impossible. He makes Yujiro's wrestling palatable briefly, but it happens, you know. But then Pimp Cane and some sort of juice. I don't remember which size, but
stank juice.
Yeah, so
extra small.
Extra small. So Taka gets pinned by the Pimp, and that match was pretty good, and it's amazing.
Jorts juice.
Jorts, ew.
By the way, the match I spoke about was the like pre-show kind of match. So Doki, Sho Yujiro open up the show, and fuck yeah, what a cool show! What a cool match!
The show's going to be awesome. Everything's going to be great, right?
Oh yeah, right. Match. Especially when you've got like Taka and Doki and Sho in the match. I mean, Yujiro turned up, you know, and won. What a prick! It's not amazing.
Gotta heat him up. G1's a couple months away, man.
He's not going to be in the G1, is he?
You know who isn't? Tonga Loa. So.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
I believe I can sacrifice. There you go.
I missed your head with a knee to the face. I'm gonna fall over and pin you anyway.
Gonna fall all over the place. There it is.
There we go. I miss that move. Don't worry, brother. I'm gonna do it again.
Come back to New Japan. I'm gonna hit you with a can of mace. You know, there we go. Like, that's all.
We'll work it out. Send your "I believe I can fly" Tonga Loa lyrics or anti-Tonga Loa lyrics to NeverOpenPod at gmail.com. No, I'm not spilling coffee on myself.
We need to we need to write the anti-Tonga Loa. You know, that's like you know, Caesar didn't like Cato, so you wrote the anti-Cato. You know,
it's not a sacrifice. I missed your face. Yeah. Anyway, we got Yuya Uemura, and I don't know why I'm stalling. I like this match. It's Yuya Uemura and Taichi versus Callum Newman and Great Khan. And we're supposed to have Sonata and Francesco Akira in it, but Sonata has hand, foot, mouth, bum disease and a cold.
A health concern is what they said. So hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, same. Obviously, we get some amazing pure wrestling between Yuya and Great Khan. This is, you know, they have this comedy match, but then every time they're in previews together, it's like, let's just fucking beat each other up and do awesome wrestling moves together. I'm not saying that they didn't do that on the revitalization thing, but that's got like a goofy element to it. Yeah. All their previews, some of them is just like, let's do mat wrestling on each other. Let's just fucking punch each other. Let's just power bomb each other. What are you?
Let's eat lemons, you know?
I like this feud. Like, some of these feuds have been going on for a while, but I like seeing these two just kick each other's ass. It's quite fun. Taichi has it rubbed in the corner by Great Khan, by the way. He's like, I think what are they rubbing in? They're probably rubbing in that TJP just beat his ass. Hell yeah. Oh, where is TJP? Callum and Yuya are really fun as well. And Callum gets close. But look, it's tremendous wrestling between Callum and Yuya. That like Callum's really trying to get the victory. The crowd's behind it. Even if it's Yuya or someone they like, the crowd just like, come on, man, we want to see Callum win, right? But he gets caught in that deadbolt suplex, and Yuya pins him. And looks like Taichi's like eyeing off that King of Pro Wrestling belt or something too.
Well, Taichi has this new thing where he just stares into the camera. And he just does that for some reason. Yeah, and he just acts all weird and just stands in the camera, and it's hilarious. And so that may have been what you saw there, is him just going. So fucking funny. Anyway, well, that might.
I want to see him in a soap opera. Just turn around.
Yeah,
just do that look.
Man, and if soap operas are real life, it takes a long time to have a conversation because you have to stare at each other for 30 seconds, like after each sentence, right? So
it's true.
It takes a long time.
You've got to take it in.
Luke, I hate to tell you this, but this is where the show starts to kind of like lose a little steam for me. It's nothing wrong here, but it's just kind of like. Again. So it's ELP, Hikuleo, and Jado versus Fujita, Nichols, and Shane Haste. And GOD team up on TMDK, but that doesn't last because Jado's on their team. So TMDK beat them up, and they do some light cheating, which I like that. Light cheating, it's like,
yeah.
It's funny. So Fujita takes a crazy bump on a lariat. It was pretty fun. He flips off Jado. Why, man? He's a young punk, I guess. That's why, fuck the man. Jado's the man.
No future for you.
Hikuleo gets some big chops in on both TMDK heavies, and he hits a great big boot on Shane Haste. Everybody in the pool. TMDK go for the crazy move on Hikuleo, but ELP pins Mikey with a roll-up and a win. ELP cheated by pulling the tights. That's the story thing that you get from that match.
That's right. And ELP will explain on the commentaries, because he will be on the commentaries, that remember TMDK did it to us first, remember? Right. And I'm like, oh yeah, they did too. So thanks.
You think everybody put like somebody a long time ago put like a piece of metal in their shoe and kicked ELP, and he thought, you know what? I could do that to everybody now. That one guy did it to me. You know, a tree did it to him. You know,
that's right. He fucking hates trees. All right. So next we've got Tiger Mask and Bishamon. That's because Taguchi is
what a team.
all face fucked up. And they're wrestling. Oh, yay, it's Chase, Kenta, and Ishimori. I am so fucking bored. And I'm sorry that fucking...
You better strap in, because this is going to a Dominion, man.
Oh, dude. At the end of the fucking tag title match on the next night, I'm like, what are you doing?
We'll get there.
Anyway, this match, no offense to Tiger Mask. I like you, Tiger Mask. But I think I would have enjoyed this more if I had seen Taguchi's ass having some fun with Ishimori. You know? Something like that. Instead, there's nothing interesting about this match at all, and Chase pins Tiger Mask. The end.
Yeah. This is the birthday of Bullet Club, too, on this night. So happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday to them.
The next match is Clark Connors, Dan Drilla Maloney, Gato, and Gabe Kidd versus Bushi, Hiromu, Naito, and the champion Shingo. And Chris Charlton says that folks have been wanting the Never AF style back.
Yeah. Then why is it taking you so fucking long to give it to us?
Well, Luke, that's our phrase. He didn't say as fuck, but he did say as fuck. Never as fuck is our phrase. We made it up. It's ours. So if you're using it, you got to give us credit. So you got to tag us on Twitter. You know,
it gives everyone else credit.
Mm-hmm. That's
just
right.
A little credit. I'm not asking for $1 million. Fucking $5. $5 credit.
I mean, he's mentioning OSW. He's mentioning fucking Stiff Guys. He's mentioning Chris Schmanchma every fucking second he can, but he can't talk about us.
And I'm not shit. We're not shitting on any of those guys, though. We have shit on Schmanchma a little bit, but don't playfully.
Yeah, we're just
they're all good guys, but they've got at least $5 credit. We don't have any credit.
No,
give us $5 credit.
You can even get $1.05. You know?
$1.05. Ooh, $1.05.
So this is a match, right? It's pretty good, but it's all built around Kid Shingo preview stuff, which is really good. Yeah. I love that. Bushi makes Gato tap out, and Bushi's theme plays, and apparently it has lyrics other than "Oh my gosh!" And I was shocked to find that out. That his I've never heard his theme play that long. I guess it's lyrics to it. So
I'm sure Schmanchman could say, if this is you have heard this much of the theme on this night 5 years ago or something.
He knows how many lyrics there are.
Yeah, and what they are. But this was a revelation to me also, just to know that Bushi's music has lyrics. So now that we've done Yano was my white whale for ages. What are the lyrics to Yano's song? What are the lyrics to it? Can't remember what they are now, but we have found it. Now, what are the lyrics to Bushi's song?
We're going to have to find out,
Write your emails to NeverOpenPod@gmail.com.
Put them there.
Yeah. All right. So next, we have El Desperado, Shooter Umino, hey, and John Moxley's here.
Oh, that's cool.
Versus motherfucker Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Ren Narita, and Evil. And here we go. We get Mox and Shooter enter together, and their music switches together.
That's cool.
They're adorable. It is pretty fucking cool. This match is. This match is fine. I like it. It's good stuff, but I'm kind of, even though they kind of, a lot of this, by the way, the last 2 nights, they're also heating up kind of juniors here and there. Juniors are involved in a lot of these finishes because Best of Super Juniors coming up.
It's like next week, man.
Oh my god, yeah. Strap in. I'm glad all the busy shit I've had to do over the last fucking month and a half is just kind of started to finish. You rate after this show. Hey, Luke. Yes, Jody. We've got 10 birthdays coming up. Tell them to fuck off. All right. Oh my god! Look, this match makes me wish one thing. No offense to Ren and Rita, this match makes me wish we were getting Evil versus John Moxley instead.
Yeah.
I understand why it's Ren and Rita, because Ren and Shooter have this fucking thing going as well. I understand. It's fine. It is what it is. But we get Desperado pinning. Kanemaru pinning Desperado with an. Yeah, it's hard to see, even though it's Kanemaru pinning Despy. It's really hard for me still to kind of swallow Despy's spot right now.
He's an afterthought in this match, and he's an afterthought in New Japan, kind of. But he does have a role to play, that we'll talk about. But, yeah, I mean, that match was pretty fun. He got the old push-up bra,
Can Wato walk? Because if he can walk, get the fuck out there and just clap for Despy.
You don't want him to re-injure stuff. He's a fragile man,
so
I know. He'll be back. And when he comes back, Doki's going to beat him up, and I can't wait.
Yes! See, I like Wato, but, Doki trumps Wato. So, beat him up.
I want him to feud with someone cool. That's who, so I just feel like that it'd be great if Doki ruined his shit again. That'd be great. So he comes back, maybe Waters comes out, he brings his bike out, fucking Doki hits him with a pole, that'd be great. But yeah, that was kind of fun. It was a spectacle to see John Moxley there, of course. And, this whole thing is one of these deals where John Moxley is going to beat young guys, but he's going to put them over while he's beating them. And that's kind of the idea here. We'll see if it works. I don't know. That's something that's interesting. But what does work for sure is, and I don't know how it works, but it does, is how now we have little intermissions again. So intermissions have returned, and we get one here while Milano and the other guy tell us what matches are coming up. So I don't know if I like that, but I was really cool with no intermissions.
Oh yeah,
I fucking hate intermissions at live shows. Like at a show, it's like,
yeah, we'll be back in 15 minutes, and I'm just like, why?
It's like, but I'm the asshole that's like, I just want to leave. Can I watch this so I can leave? But that's just because I'm a jerk. So anyway, next, Luke, we have a match that pits the first, this is important. I'm sorry. Yoshihashi joins Japanese commentary, and he pops Chris by immediately knocking shit off the table.
Right? That's how Yoshi.
And Chris says, Yoshihashi just pulled a Yoshihashi, and references the peak Yoshihashi moment where he split his head open trying to save Okada. And ELP mentions Wrestler Diaries and how Yoshihashi farts all the time. And I'm like, wow, they discuss who farts most. So ELP's on commentary now. And Chris Charlton says that Ishii never farts because the Stone Pitbull is so tightly clenched. That was good. Really
I would buy some Stone Pitbull diamonds for sure.
All right. So one of the highlights of the show, probably the highlight of the show, is coming up here. We get a TV title video package, and the music's kind of funky with all kinds of bow, 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 slap bass. And it's like someone spiced up the Stank Belt theme and made it good. That's what this sounds like. It's the same band. They're capable. They have a lot of range.
They got at least one good hit.
They can go from really bad to pretty good.
What's the Stank Belt one again?
Yeah. It's the same thing over and over again. And it's so short, like the repetition's so short.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
It's like when you're playing one of those old video games and it's only got a short music loop, but it'll loop the whole fucking thing. And when you unpause the game, the loop starts back up.
Oh, yeah. That's a good call, man. Good old Nintendo. Anyway, here we are. It is the IWGP TV title match. 15 minutes on the clock. It's Jeff Cobb, the challenger, versus Zack Sabre Jr. So we have Great O'Khan and Akira out with Cobb, excuse me, and TMDK come out with ZSJ. And there's all this respect before the bell. These guys are, warriors that respect each other. So we get some stalemate mat wrestling to start. Cobb throws Zack Sabre Jr. to the mat, and Marty checks on him immediately. Zach, are you okay? And that made me laugh. So, because Marty Asami is the ref of this match, of course. So Zack Sabre Jr.
Zach, are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you want to give up?
It's not yet. We're not there yet. But anyway, Zack Sabre Jr. gets thrown across the ring and sells even harder. He fooled Marty with that first sale.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now he's selling even better. So
Marty's shitting his pants loons.
well, but Ishii is not because it's clinched. But Cobb keeps trying the moonsault, and that's part of the beginning of this match is that he wants to get that. But we get 1,000 moves of all different kinds instead. Neck crank from Zack Sabre Jr. Then Cobb does the Euro clutch on Zack Sabre Jr., which is so weird. And then they hit a bunch of strikes. Cobb gets a boot up to respond. Deadlift German suplex from Zack Sabre Jr. and Cobb powers up for a release German, throwing Zack Sabre Jr. all the way across the ring. Marty was very concerned. So
he was concerned. I was losing my shit. I'm like, what the? Yeah.
So Cobb almost gets the win after finally hitting the moonsault here. But then we get a Never-style lariat war, and that's awesome. And then Zack Driver at 5 minutes left. But ELP points out that Zack Sabre Jr. couldn't keep the pin down because he has this rib pain. And I kind of forgot to mention that. But at the beginning of the match, when Cobb was throwing Zack Sabre Jr. around, he injured his already pre-injured ribs. So now they're very ouchy. So, he's obviously doing a great job selling that. ELP did a great job on commentary pointing that out. So we get a big drop kick from Cobb. And he goes for a superplex, but Zack Sabre Jr. slips onto Cobb's back and starts choking him out from it's wild. And Marty gets so mad at him when he's doing that. He just gets right up in his face. He's like, 1, 2, 3, okay. So he got really mad. I don't know why. Then Zack Sabre Jr. picks up Cobb off the top rope and hits a power bomb on him. What?
That's real, everybody. I watched that happen.
Oh, man. That happened at 3 minutes left. So it's getting, Marty's all antsy. I'm antsy. Everybody's antsy. We want to see who wins. It's getting run out of time. We get an Okaba roll from Cobb that starts a wild sequence that ends with Cobb getting the F5000. Here we go, Tour of the Islands. But no, Zack Sabre Jr. slips out and gets the crucifix. There's these really cool hold transitions that go for hold really quickly here. Cobb pulls Zack Sabre Jr. off his back, and Zack Sabre Jr. goes right into the tour. Cobb is the new champion of television. The match was tremendous. And it wasn't their best match, but it was fucking right up there with all of
them. Yeah. This was the right finish, too. You can't have Cobb not win after the, draw. Zack Sabre Jr. wins. Now Cobb. Done. And this is awesome. And now you set up a different kind of threat. Zack Sabre Jr., the whole story was, how the hell do you beat this guy in 15 minutes? Because he'll just twist you up and all this kind of stuff. Well, now it's how do you beat Jeff Cobb in 15 minutes? So he's just going to fucking throw you around. Yeah. And he hasn't had a singles title in 5 years.
Really?
In New Japan.
Never.
Is that insane?
Yeah, that was... Taichi beat him for the next title.
Yeah. But yeah, I this is my match of the night, and this is my match of the night on both nights is the third last match, and then I have to watch 2 more matches of wrestling. And no offense to Yoda or Finley or Tanahashi, I think I don't know, man. Yeah, I loved it. I really like Zack Sabre Jr. and Cobb. I could watch them feud all year. I could watch them wrestle all the time. They've got a chemistry that's just absolutely magical. And Cobb's got the... He's if he was like a superhero, he'd be or villain, he'd be like Taskmaster. He just needs to watch one wrestler do a move. It seems like he's able just to copy it. It's fucking insane. And... what I love about the series of matches that there's no repeats. There's repeated spots, but they're all used to build on each other and do different things. They don't have the same match. And
the match is super complicated, So it's high IQ wrestling, which also, is what you want from New Japan.
El Phantasmo on commentary, the commentators never have to turn to him or he never has to ask him a question or what's going on here. Chris never has to be like, oh, this is because of this. No. El Phantasmo, he watches it, doesn't he? Because he knew this feud going, like, he knew this feud. Like, he knew it. What's going on? What are the ribs? All this kind of stuff. And if you, it proves it in other matches too. Like, we've been saying this for ages. Like, he's a fucking fanboy for this shit. He watches all of it. Yeah. That's even the matches and feuds he's not in. I really like that. I'm kind of stalling because I think Yota Tsuji versus David Finlay is fucking boring.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, wow, I can't believe I'm bored. When I get a message going, ding, and you're like, this match sucks. This match is fucking boring. And I'm just like, oh my God, right? Thank you. Because sometimes, maybe it's just me or the match starts slow or some, what I'm like if a match starts slow, maybe sometimes it's just me and I need to wait for it to kick into gear and it's fine. I'm watching this going, man, this is boring. Also, there's no stakes anymore. The stakes are over because the tournament's over. And I'm like, wait, did the time for the, I know you could always set up a new feud and that, but I felt like the time for this match had passed. And now that we're getting it a month later and there's no stakes, and I just found it really hard to get into, and it's surprising to me because I love Yota Tsuji. Like I love him in his matches, and I like David Finlay a lot too, but I don't know, maybe this isn't just the most exciting matchup. Maybe it's just two good guys that just don't have any chemistry, or maybe it's just, I don't know what it was. I'm looking forward to hearing what.
Yeah, the match is well wrestled. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, it's more this kind of intangible thing, like what you're talking about. Now, for me, it's like, well, the time for this was going to be the main event for probably New Japan Cup, right? And so, or something like this was going to happen. And so I didn't really want that then. You know what I mean? I'm like, New Japan Cup, it's like, I only care about who wins it anyway. I mean, half the time the main event of the New Japan Cup is disappointing every time. They're always like somebody, the guy you think is going to make it doesn't make it or whatever. It's just the way it is. So, but this match just didn't have that kind of like spark about it where no matter, like, there's some matches that no matter what they do, I'm going to be interested in it. And whether it's good or bad, I'm going to be like just on the edge of my seat because I'm interested in the two wrestlers, what's going on. But I think that this match also suffered from starting at the heat and just like
rest hold at the start.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right. There was no like shine, you don't get to shine up Tsuji to see him do cool shit right at the beginning. You got to wait the whole match. And like, that's fine. If this is the main event, if this is the main event and you build to that, that's fine. But this isn't the main event. So you're using the main event style and formula of a Naito match or something like that in the, the not the main event spot, which is like, has me looking at my watch like, come on, man. That's just me personally.
Look, the end parts of this match are hard-hitting and exciting and actually really good. So there is good stuff in here to be had. But I just watched Zack Sabre Jr. and Cobb, so like, yeah. And then I watched this, and this match is longer. So, there's that too. But I do like that Finley's got a new move called the Overkill. He's used it for a little while now. But I like it because I'm a Motorhead fan. So, there is that. I got a tattoo right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Born to lose, live to win, baby.
All right. Murderhead. Got it.
Motor.
Oh, Motorhead. Got it. I was like, what's Murderhead? I am the worst. Maybe I should turn my headphones up a little bit. But I thought there was something interesting in this match too, where Tsuji's like to the point where, he's dead. He can barely move. But he keeps running into the uppercuts like Hiromu was doing. Like that. Remember that? That was like a Hiromu spot that just happened, and they did that in this match, which is like, okay, but why? I don't know. There was like stuff like that was kind of cool, or it was cool, but it was weird. Just didn't like seemed out of place. Also, it was so Finley hits a spear and then there was like some kind of like he hit a stunner out of some crazy move that Tsuji was doing, and that was really cool. I can't remember what it was.
Absolutely.
Tsuji was trying to throw him, and he ended up hitting a stunner, and that was really cool. But the crowd was fucking silent at the end too. They were so mad, and I guess the idea is that Finley is righting the wrong of the New Japan Cup. But
why are they mad? As soon as someone on the Tweety was pointing out, by the way, it's Bullet Club's birthday, I'm like, oh, well, they're going to win almost all their matches. Almost all. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I guess so. Like Bullet Club things happen at Dontaku is pretty much
that's fair.
I forget all that shit because I'm not Shmamshma. I'm polar opposite of Shmamshma.
Yeah.
I can't remember a fucking thing. You watch World Tag League this year, I'm like, oh my god, it's Yano and Tanahashi, and you're like, bitch, are you for real? That was 6-man champs. Yeah.
Oh, I won't say that. I'll be like, you're watching World Tag League? Because I'm not. That's what I'll say. Yeah. But Luke, are you ready for the main event? It is Nick Nemeth versus Tanahashi for the IWGP Global Championship title belt thing. And we get a video package that sets up the match, and they show us Tanahashi doing office work, which is really funny. He's like in a meeting, and he's like, yes, I have computer, pen, suit, It's
obviously I'm an office worker.
Right.
But he's got the flowing hair and the handsome face.
That was
his suit, and he still looks like this, fucking muscle man. Looks more like a bouncer than a fucking or security, like this in the suit.
It reminded me of those memes where it's like the guy explaining something to the guy on the computer, and the guy's like, it's like that, so obvious and ridiculous. But anyway, so at the beginning of this match, everybody looks like $1 million. I mean, Nick Nemeth looks like $1 million, and he wrestles like $1 million. He's great. We get some really good mat wrestling from these two to start. In fact, that's what we get for the first half of the match, is a bunch of mat wrestling, and it's really good. It's good. I'm just kind of, I don't care who wins this at all. I don't give a shit. And I just am thinking to myself, Tanahashi losing to this guy, but will he lose to New Japan talents? It's just kind of, I don't know. He'll lose.
I will lose to the Matt Riddles. I will lose to the Nick Nemeth. I will pin Shooter Umino, Ren Narita, Yoda
That's, we don't know that. It's just kind of what was going through my mind. But anyway, so there's Nick Nemeth tries to throw Tanahashi out the goddamn ring and gets a dragon screwed. That's what happens there. Yeah. So Nemeth attacks Tanahashi's leg. He's like, hey, I've seen those juniors wrestle. And ELP keeps calling him Dolph Ziggler by accident. And it's really funny.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yes. He does it 6 times. It's really funny. So, oh man. So it's fuck your leg and pins from Nick Nemeth on the ace. And he gets a kind of Cobra twist, fuck your leg style move that was kind of cool. I like that. There are a lot of times in this match, though, where shoulders are on the mat, but Red Shoes ain't counting, right? And he's like, oh, and it's like, come on, Red Shoes, that is a pin, but he's not counting that shit because he knows the finish. So, here's the problem here.
Red Shoes is the worst at that.
He is bad at that. The problem that I have with this match sometimes is that Nick Nemeth has that weird thing about him where he can spring his body, and all his movements are very fast. And Tanahashi is on, he's coming down the hill. He's not going up, So it's like, he's so slow compared to Nemeth that it's kind of noticeable, and it's just, I don't know, it makes me unhappy when I see that. So anyway, Nemeth,
it's like that time Sonata wrestled Honma, and I got really
a little bit of that going on, not a ton, but a little bit. So Nick Nemeth, he yells at Tanahashi, and Tanahashi hits him with a running forearm. So he gets the senton, he skins the cat. Then guess what? I skin the cat too. Nick Nemeth does that, and he plays air guitar after that, which is disgusting. So they do a running double cross, double body down, double down thing where they're supposed to both hit a crossbody, and it's poorly timed. It looks real bad. So there's a bouye spot, sling blade. Tanahashi hits high fly flow. He's going to win. Oh, no, it's 2. He tries another, but Nick Nemeth rolls away. Tanahashi's up first, though, after that, which is incorrect. He runs into a spear kick or a super kick for 2. Because he had to do that spot, so he had to be up first. I guess that's not how that's supposed to go. But anyway, they do some more like back and forth, high fly flow, but no, the knees are up, and Nemeth scores a 2 count. 2 mid cards, or whatever you want to call them, danger zone, and Nick Nemeth pins the ace for the win. And
So you get ants.
I had to go get ready for work at this point. So, what'd you think of the match, and what happened afterwards?
I thought the match was all right. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. Like maybe they should have just finished with Cobb, Zack Sabre Jr., and maybe I would have liked the last 2 matches more. They're not terrible matches. They're just matches I like less than that one. This is fine. Like it's a good pairing. You're right though. Nick Nemeth, they're probably the similar age, but like Nick Nemeth is just still perfectly conditioned. He's probably wrestling a whole lot more than Tanahashi is at the moment as well. So he's super fit and going, but yeah, I don't know. Don't make the Prez look bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. It wasn't that terrible or anything like that, but you notice. I also felt like there's no way Tanahashi's winning this. So I'm like, yeah. So I had to sit there and just watch Nick Nemeth eventually win after 20 minutes. Like, okay, cool. After the match, it's Finley. He's out. He's like, hey, I want my belt back, bitch. Okay. So, you were like, is anything happening? I'm like, yeah, Finley just challenged. It's happening tomorrow night. And you're like, oh, great.
I think I responded by saying, "Oh, well, at least we're going to get it out of the way."
Yeah, something like that.
Let's get that done right away. So, yeah, as you mentioned, that show was just kind of overall, just kind of like, sure was a show. We had one match that was awesome. It started off good, and then it's just kind of, it was fine.
Yeah, it was a show.
Mm-hmm. Well, Luke, before we talk about Wrestling Dontaku last year, I want to show you some stuff, and you can only see this if you're watching on youtube.com/ whatever our channel's called. So that's the one. My buddy Will, who is the ring announcer from Unsanctioned Pro, went to Japan. And he went and saw our buddy Lord Crew wrestle and at All Japan and stuff like that. And before, if you're a longtime listener, you may remember, at Wrestle Kingdom time last year, Will also went to that, and he brought me back some cool shit. Well, I went to the Reds game with him yesterday. The Reds lost miserably, but I did have a good time hanging out with him, and I got some things that he brought for me from Japan. So,
oh my God,
this is kind of, he brought me this, which is, I'm showing the official Wrestling Dontaku New Japan program that comes out, right? And you can see down here, this is volume 4. So they have one of these for each of the major tours, right? And they're amazing. So inside here is the match card is like an insert, right? Which is pretty cool. So they can put that in every night. There's all these little cartoons that are like the covers from the previous Wrestling Dontakus. And it has all kinds of funny ads, which are great. It's got a feature on the Ace, the president. But here's the cool part, is that at a certain point, it starts to show you a breakdown of all the shows that have happened this year. So this is Sakura Genesis, and it shows all the championship matches that happened, all the storylines. Here is we're still doing Sakura Genesis. We got Windy City Riot. Why does it say Riot? It should say Fart. And then it's got the complete roster and all the factions. So it's so awesome, dude. There's your favorite. There's Yo, Piss Boy. And it's got there's the android. That's sad. They have Teton and there's a mistake. Why is Teton in LIJ? That's weird.
Is Pirate Man there too?
No, he is not. He doesn't exist. But you see, you see all that stuff. It's so cool, man. And then there's all these hilarious ads, which like the full page ad for Three Dad's Gym, which is fucking awesome.
Oh my God.
And I have already applied for the Sonata credit card. And I heard it says that what it says in Japanese there is it says that you earn ear points with every purchase.
What does it say? What is it called? A me card or something?
No selling my amazing joke is just.
I want to hear it again, but I got distracted by
Disgusting
something just now.
behavior. Disgusting behavior, Luke, and you're not going to hear it again. So
NJPW me card. They missed it. They should have put a D in there.
Okay, D card. Wow.
Yeah, buy a mid card.
Oh, yeah. Well, but Sonata's a top guy though.
Oh yeah, all right, true.
Also have the Weekly Pro Wrestling magazine from the week that Will was there, and it is awesome, dude. It's like this pro wrestling magazine is incredible. It appears to have results and features from every promotion that I can think of. So, like, if you need to know what's going on in All Japan, they're getting ready for Champions Carnival. Here's fucking super tall dude. Meet this guy. You know,
yes.
It's like there's Lord Cruz in here. You know, there's Lord Crew. You know, it's awesome, dude. It reminds me of like the very last couple pages of PWI will have like results from indies, and it's just like it's like 3 paragraphs. That's this, but this is the whole thing. Is that it's awesome. So shout out to Will for bringing me that stuff. I'm going to cherish it, and with some new technology that I've realized exists, I can actually read these magazines.
I need some fucking friends that go to Japan that are in Australia, so they can come to me back with the goodies.
I'm sorry, Luke. There's no one like Will. So, I mean, you may, have friends that are awesome, but, it's hard to measure up when you're, you got this guy fucking flying.
Will has the biggest penis.
Okay. I don't know what that's about. But, so last year we had Wrestling Dontaku. And I just thought it'd be fun to kind of take a look at the card from last year just to see what was going on. Because, the main event was weird. And the main event of this Wrestling Dontaku was kind of weird too. So it was just like something different. Luke, what was the main event of last year's show?
Last year's main event was a Sonata versus Hiromu Takahashi. This is probably just after he left LIJ.
Well, it was his first champion's defense, right? His first defense of the IWGP title. And we were all like, well, why? Right? But that was when maybe it was his second defense because maybe his first defense was Tsuji. Remember, he ran through everybody in LIJ there. That's kind of what was going on in that story. But it was a weird thing because it was a junior, but had to do with the story. David Finlay was also in the semi-main last year versus Tama Tonga for the Never title. And he defeated Tama Tonga and gobbled up the Never title. And man, things have improved in the Never Championship division big time. So
it took a year, but had to get rid of that Tama Tonga guy first. Fucking hell. Oh, by the way, match 7 is like Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jeff Cobb in a TV title match, and
that's cool, right? Yeah. And that was the time limit draw. So, which is fantastic, and the fact that they're still doing it. I mean, I'm just glad those guys are still in New Japan. I mean, when they lost so many people, and they didn't lose those guys, so that made me very happy. We also had, the match 8 was the 6-man Stank Belt Championships, and that was Strong Style versus the Dream Team. And Strong Style was Suzuki, Desperado, and Ren Narita, right? Man, Strong Style kind of sucked. It had like really good guys in it, but it kind of sucked. So, I mean, I'm much happier with Ren Narita now,
same. Absolutely. Yeah, we were saying he's not working in this spot. It's just not working. And then, he's got the same smile on his face being a douchebag that that show seems to have permanently on his face because they're having a good time just using weapons and cheating and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's in a better spot now. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, Hikuleo had a title shot, strong, whatever, regular belt. versus Kenta. And that was a match we had seen, and that was supposed to be like some kind of like blow off to their feud. So it's interesting to see where those guys are now. I guess we'll talk about that on this next show, which is night 2 of Wrestling Dontaku in Fukuoka. Chris Charlton on commentary, and will be joined this time by the new TV champion, Jeff Cobb. So that's pretty cool. And this night we get 2 Frontier Zone matches for some reason. And the first one is hilarious. It's Makabe and Murashima versus Naoki Sakuramijima and Jet Li. And so Chris says that these are Puzzle Dojo guys. And I'm like, oh, cool. So they're definitely going to win. And Jet Li has, like, this Jet Li guy has a tremendous headlock. Like, it's good. It's really good headlock, man. And he puts it on Murashima in a way that makes it seem like it's a big move. And I'm like, okay, I kind of get this guy already. 30 seconds in, and he's getting me, understanding what's going on. He puts, Naoki, I'm just going to call him Naoki. He puts a Cobra Twist on Murashima, and Makabe breaks it up, but gets thrown to the outside because he's not doing anything in this match. So Murashima tags in Makabe after hitting Naoki with a drop kick, and Makabe gets a little bit of his shit in, but that's all he's doing, man, pretty much. Top rope drop kick from Jet onto Makabe with a little help from Naiko, and then Jet sells really well. I like him. He has a great kick out of a Makabe lariat, but King Kong knee drop. And we hear Makabe's fake-ass music again. And Murashima and that Naaki guy, they fight on the outside after the match, they're trying to book themselves in another match, just like that. That's how you do that.
That's definitely how you do that. Man, that was a match. Ain't no one subscribing seeing that in the pre-show. Like, come on, man.
Well, it was Frontier Zone. So that was the Frontier Zone, and then the next match is the actual pre-show match. So
that's right. It is Sho Mikado and Tiger Mask versus Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols. I wonder what's going to happen here. Oh, look. Shane Haste
no one knows.
Mikey Nichols just beat the shit out of both men. And that's it. Team DK wins. There's not really much to say about this one.
Oh. We heard Go-Go Tiger at the beginning.
We did.
We're hearing dogs barking now, and we heard Go-Go Tiger in the beginning. So, I don't know.
Wilmer is also in heat at the moment. So
good to know. There's a really cool spot in that match where Shane Haste is about to get crucifixed by Tiger Mask, but he doesn't go down. So Sho Mikado comes to run out of nowhere and drop kicks him, and then he goes down. And I was like, "Oh, that's neat." I thought there was some fun stuff in this match.
Some nice little things in here, but I didn't want to spend 10 minutes talking about it.
But I'm sure this show's going to get better. We'll talk about it. So this show finally begins. Wrestling Dontaku 2024 Night 2. The opening match is Yuya Uemura and Doki versus Akira on the Cobb. I'm happy to see everybody. I still mark out for Great Khan's little hat sitting on the ring post during the match. That was one of my favorite things about it when he first showed up. And so I love it. So the crowd is into both these teams. So they kind of want everybody to win. The juniors start and they just tear it up. Yuya gets in with some fast offense, but Great Khan, he hops out. That's what it says. And Akira gets his victory roll double stomp. So, Great Khan shows us some of his unorthodox offense, and he stomps the shit out of Yuya. Chris calls the sit in the corner spot textbook sitting, which I thought was pretty funny. So
it was really good sitting.
Yuya and Great Khan are a really great matchup. They just are. And they prove it again and again by having these little mini singles matches and doing something different each time. You kind of talked about that in the first match. It's like everything they're doing is just a little different each time. From maybe a lot different each time, I think is more accurate. So
yeah, it's awesome.
I like it. Doki and Akira back in to do all kinds of awesome junior shit. Doki gets the sexy pin in. Oh, it doesn't work. Doki Choki, and a tremendous long, innovative, like fish out of water spot from Akira and Doki. And Akira uses Doki's over the shoulder leg trap pin and pins Doki for the win. Fuck you, Akira. But bravo.
Yeah, I wasn't mad. Like, you got to heat up some juniors and stuff, and you got to have some rivals and shit for Doki going into the tournament. You know, yeah, I'm into it. It was annoying to see Doki lose in the opening match, though. That was fucking annoying. But other than that, you know, I'm not mad. It's Akira. Yeah, he's awesome. Next, we have Kosei Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Callum on the Cobb. And what's Vegeta going to do? Yeah, he's just going to go Cobb. Just going to go him. He loses. But he's still going to go for him. Callum fucks Vegeta up with speed. And then Zack Sabre Jr. just torches him again. There's a fucking gnarly looking surfboard and shit too. Vegeta hits a freaking gnarly German on Callum as well, which is nice. And I see this long thing like Callum and Zack Sabre Jr. And it's Callum trying all sorts of different shit or getting closer with his offense to try to beat Zack Sabre Jr. And then Zack Sabre Jr. will just pull something else out of his arsenal and just fuck him up. And it's awesome. Even though Zack Sabre Jr. is beating Callum every time, making Callum look awesome every time. And he's turning like himself into like Callum's like white whale, I think. Like when he starts, you know, getting pushed and getting some wins, like that's got to be a guy long term that he really wants to beat is Zack Sabre Jr. It's fucking awesome. Like Callum looks, he's looking better and better and better each time. It's like it's fucking awesome. I can't believe it. And just when you think like, oh, we're going to get to see Callum twisted up like a pretzel again, Zack Sabre Jr.'s like, nah, I'm going to Zack Driver this bitch. Zack Driver on Callum for the 1-2-3. I really like this match.
The crowd was mad that Callum lost.
Yeah, right.
They're mad. There was something that
starts winning though.
Something that happened early in this. Yeah, it's true. Early in this match that I was like kind of blown away by is that, and maybe it was like on accident, just kind of because of instinct, but it was fucking cool. So normally when Callum Newman does the Princess Pace spot, the other person just like misses a lariat, turns around, misses a lariat, turns around, misses a lariat, and they just kind of stand there really while he's running back and forth. They just got to time these lariats right. Fujita like worked in a drop down. He fucking dropped down right in front of him real quick, then got right back up and was ready for the lariat. I was like, wow, that was impressive. So I don't know if I've ever noticed anyone doing that before. So I was like, that was fucking cool. And I'm grasping at straws on the show a little bit at times. So.
I know, Ryan. Sorry if our voices sound a bit, and then this happened, and then this happened. But these shows are kind of like that. Sorry, everyone. Like
at times, you know,
there's good shit in it, but yeah.
Next, Luke, we have Ha versus Hikuleo, ELP, Shota Umino, and ELD. So Desperado has to be forced to try to do the high five, right? He's too cool for that. So House of Torture, like, we'll save you. So they attack. And they do House of Torture things. Desperado has to take the heat with Evil pulling his hair and the like. We get the leverage abdominal stretch, that old chestnut, you know.
I love that.
Hikuleo gets a good hot tag, taking out all of Hot. And ELP does all his flippy flops on Evil. Show is left alone with the heavyweight tag team who hit all kinds of moves on him. Shota gets in, but he gets cut off and hits he gets cut off and we get dick to death contact is what it should be called. So, you know, when you hit it on Shota Umino, it's dick to death.
That's right. I get that joke. Pretty good too.
But then Canadian low blow from El Desperado on Dick Togo. That was great. He got caught with his leg in the cookie jar.
He just kicked the rope and up into his nuts. Yeah.
ELP hits this huge moonsault to the outside after dive from El Desperado. Yujiro's left alone with Shota Umino. Blaze Blade Death Rider for the win. Desperado begrudgingly does the high five after Shota and ELP pick him up.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do that stuff. He'll only do it for Wato. Come on, get out of here.
Leave him alone.
That's right. And next, we have Bolton Oleg and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Takataichi.
Mania!
Takataichi Mania.
Ah!
Tana's off in front of the camera doing his like, hey, look at how hot I am. And then Taichi gets right next to him. He's like, hey, I'm hotter. And then they have a pose off. And I'm on team Taichi. Sorry, Tanahashi. Yeah. Taka gets beat the fuck up by Bolton Oleg and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Oleg then like gut wrenches the poor bastard. Taka gets a little bit of revenge after like Taichi kicks Bolton Oleg's ass. In fact, Taichi punishes Oleg. It's even a one-legged brab too. and then he decides to tag in Taka. Bye, Taka. Bolton tries to pull Taka Michinoku off Tanahashi at one point because Tanahashi's in like, you know, that kind of cross face that Taka does. Bolton tries to pull Taka off, but Taka shifts his grip around Tanahashi's neck, so it just goes and it's fucking hilarious. I was laughing, but he eventually like puts Taka back down, then picks him up and then beats the shit out of him. There's a high fly flow on Taka Michinoku, and I'm like, wow.
Why?
I love you, Tanahashi, and I love that move, but you didn't have to do it in this match, man. Like, one of your sneaky roll-ups on Taka would have been... Well, I'm complaining about a high-fly flow. Just look after yourself, President Tanahashi. This is what I'm saying. Oleg and Taichi aren't happy with each other after the match. They're getting in each other's faces, and I'm like, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah. Bolton was like, oh, I'm going to beat you up, and Taichi kicked him in the face. He also like refused to leave the ring and like had a big long conversation with Tanahashi after the match, and I suspect it had something to do with happened early in the match. Is that Tanahashi did some move, and it was like kind of like wasn't that great of a move, so he just kind of half-heartedly threw the guitar. He like played guitar and like threw it at Taichi, and Taichi goes and swatted the guitar away.
He doesn't play the guitar. He's the fucking front man.
He's a singer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that's so funny.
Tanahashi, you're the Brian May to Taichi's fucking Freddie Mercury up in here.
That's
right.
I think so, man. Brian May is awesome. But yes. Anyway, we do have Jeff Cobb joining Chris Charlton on the commentary at this point. And our next match is LIJ. It's Naito, Tsuji, Hiromu, and Bushi versus Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, Ishimori, and Gato. We got to right some wrongs here, man. We got to fuck this Dan Baloney guy. You know what I mean? No, he can't. This win over Naito cannot stand. So we get a lot of barking. You know, Wilma is very upset. Wilma is trying to hump the TV. So, but she's not able to. It doesn't happen. But LIJ attack. And Bushi handles the junior tag champs on his own and gets a double run like right away. So Bullet Club, they use their numbers and cheating to take over. And Gato is beating up Tsuji, hitting him with the ring bell hammer because he got his jeans blasted. So he's fucking pissed. And he's hitting him with the ring bell hammer going, you fucking loser, you understand that? And I thought that was pretty funny. So, I love when Gato yells, fuck.
You fucking loser, you understand that?
So Bullet Club, they punish Tsuji for his blasting of jeans and, and hot tag to Hiromu, and he goes wild for a while, and it's really good. Drilla and Naito face off, right? But Bullet Club get in to help. The crowd does not like that. So Tsuji gets in to help out Naito. He hits Maloney with the Destino for the win. LIJ work the beard after the match, righting the wrong of the thing I said earlier.
Yeah. Got it. Like, even though Naito gets his win back off Drilla, you can't take that off the Drilla. You can't take that away from the Drilla. I still pin Naito, man. Like, it happened. Deal with it. So, like, if I was Drilla, I'd keep mentioning that I beat Naito. I totally just gloss over the fact that he beat me a few nights later.
Yeah, who cares? It wasn't a singles match, was it? So
no one cares that Goto's probably pinned Taiji Ishimori, but we've seen Taiji Ishimori pin that bitch twice.
Ain't that the truth, Well,
awesome.
We did get another intermission here, Luke, and I will take the bullet for you if you'd like. So just to let you know.
All right.
English, or we had the English commentary on camera during the intermission, which was interesting. And then we get a video package explaining that Kenta didn't even have time to warm up for the last match because he was in USA, defending the Defy Championship, which is so important to him. So we get our IWGP Heavyweight Tag Title match. It's Fisherman versus Kenta and Chase Owens. Cobb calls Yoshihashi a Ninja Turtle. That's fair. He's dressing up like one. We'll just put it that way. So
he's Donatello.
Hey, he's Michael Fart Chilo. But I got nothing. Bullet Club immediately team up on Goto, so Yoshihashi teams up with Goto for some of their crappy moves. We get heat on Goto for a really long time, and then hot him too. So and then Goto. But hot tag to Yoshihashi. There's a stalling suplex from Yoshihashi on Kenta, and Cobb says Cobb is the best, man. He's so funny because he's like, oh, he got him up, but he forgot how to do the rest of the move. So he's trying to think of it. And I was like, I think it was pretty funny.
Might be right there. But also, Yoshi doing a stalling suplex? What?
Let's not have that. That was terrible. But, it wasn't a bad suplex, but can't do cool moves to Yoshihashi. It's not possible. So, Kenta distracts with a belt shot attempt, but that's so that Chase Owens can hit one of his own on Goto. The jewel heist for 2. Chase Owens hits move after move on Goto, but he can't get the pin because Goto is so strong. You see, he was in the New Japan Cup, don't you remember? But everybody gets in the pool. Chase Owens and Goto trade strikes, and Yoshihashi helps out, but they can't get the Shoto. Yoshihashi can't remember how to do it. So Kenta, all he has to do is stand there. So Kenta hits Yoshihashi with a chair, which is funny. So Goto's left alone with the challengers, and he fires up, but Yoshihashi back in. But Goto, oh no, he saw that stalled suplex, and he doesn't trust Yoshi or remember how to do the Shoto. So he hits the JTW for Shu, the GTW for 2, and but then low blow, jackknife pin. Chase Owens pins Goto. This feud is going on till Dominion, unfortunately, but we're gonna have more than one team in this feud, I guess.
Thanks for taking this bullet because this match is fine, but this whole feud's boring. And then I get another one of my pet peeves. Team DK comes out. I'm like, no, I don't want this. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Team DK. But I don't want strong title guys up against the fucking... Like, why have 2 tag?
Why have 2 sets of belts if they're both going to be involved in the same feud? That doesn't make any sense.
It's fucking annoying. You did that with the junior title and the junior tag titles for like, oh, it's so.
They did it with the tag belts and the stank belts for a long time too. So I mean, it's that's how we got Yoshi 2 belts, which you loved so much.
So I'm like, okay, I guess we're getting this match, and then the other fucking tag team fucking comes out. And I'm just like, oh, it's a 4-way feud between these. And I'm just like, this right now. No. Fuck. Don't you have any other tag teams? Where's the West Coast Wrecking Crew? Anyone?
Anything?
Where's Filthy and Fred Rosser? Oh,
dude,
okay.
Come on, man.
Sorry, man. Sorry. But at least where's the West Coast Wrecking Crew? Come on. Something. Anyone. There's no tag teams. This is the only 4 they have. And now they're all in a giant feud together. I thought they were going to swap. And that would have pissed me off somehow. I don't know. Where's Tenkozy?
So the heavyweight tag scene has always been bad, right? Or like maybe one of the worst things about New Japan, right? That's just my opinion. We got that like awesome period where Aussie Open was like injecting life into it and like all this amazing shit was going on. And like, it ain't like that. It's more like this. This is more like what it normally is like. So we're back to that. It's fine. I'm tired of Fisherman. I'm so tired of Fisherman.
Strap in, man, because I still believe that they are going to break a GOD's record for most tag team titles.
That's
runs.
why this is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my theory.
Mhm.
They've fucked off the WWE now. We want our homegrown guys to have the thing. So yeah, that's happening. Anyway, moving on from that fucking thing. Oh, thank you so much. This is awesome. This is Shingo Takagi versus Gabriel Kidd for the fucking Never Open title. This is my shit. This is why I love New Japan. This is why I love the New Blood, Evolution, Valiantly Eternal, and Radical belt.
Pretty rad.
And yes, I do have that written up above the top of my notes, so I never forget it. Yeah.
What'd you think of the video package? It was like we got to see Gabe Kidd, Young Lion footage, and he explains that he loves the Never style, and he's bringing it back, and he's like, Antonio Inoki, you're welcome.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Some bad motherfucking music for the video package too. It's like, all right, we need some. Yeah.
Oh wait, that was.
Chris right at the start says that this is some people's main event. Yeah, no shit. It's my main event. So is Mr. Guys. And guess what? That means we need the fucking main event ref too, Chris. And here he is. Marty motherfucking Asami is out to call this.
He knows how much it means to us. So,
Hey, everyone that hasn't been giving me the Never matches I wanted for ages. How do you start a Never title match? This way. They run right at each other and they start striking each other and kicking each other's asses. Then they go to the outside. Kid sends like Shingo into the rails. Shingo, he wins a strike exchange, but he decides, you know what? I'm not going to send Kid back into the ring. I'm going to get my revenge and send him into the railing. It doesn't happen. Kid reverses it and sends Shingo into the railing. Bang! And the fucking video feed jumped for a few seconds.
It was so hard of a bump against the guardrails that the fucking video went wonky.
Yep.
That's a hard hit.
And if I was Gabriel Kidd, I would see that and be like, hey, production staff, is there a way I can get that for every match I do? Why not? I would definitely be trying to maybe not trying to do it for real, but seeing if I can like gimmick that and for my shit. Man, it
happens again later. So it happens again later, and I think in a different match, but it's not as dramatic. So
nah, definitely not. Chumpy gets shoved, so both men can have a chair battle. Kid wins that battle, and Shingo cops a fucking Uranagi to the floor. What the fuck? Shingo makes I'm fucking doing the Milano thing of laughing, like so awesome this is. And Shingo makes it in at 19 and just straight away cops a high angle brain buster. Oh, okay. Man,
that was a monster brain buster.
Oh yeah, Chumpy checks on Shingo straight away.
Okay, dude.
And maybe that's why Gabriel Kidd takes a bit of time here to trash talk Despe. So they were jumping and be like, hey, yeah, you all right? And Shingo's like, get the fuck away from me, Chumpy, I'm selling.
That
He's
looked
all right.
Like serious. Like El Desperado
awesome.
He got up off commentary and started like getting all pissed off at the Kid. And it was like, was there a little bit, it was a little bit of that real? It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, man. Fucking hell. Both men, they just bite each other as well. So, that's every suplex Shingo takes in this match is fucking gnarly. Not only because Kid knows how to suplex, but because Shingo decides, I'm going to make myself look like a Sasha Banks taking suplexes for this match. Like, what? There's a side. Oh, man. I see, like, Gabriel Kidd just hit one of the fucking gnarliest side suplexes. There's a fucking side suplex battle, by the way. Shingo wins it, though, by rebounding Kid off the top and just fucking off top rope and side suplexing his ass. It's fucking awesome. They headbutt each other in the corner. Kid wins that battle and another brainbuster. Then Kid hits a fucking superplex. Oh my god. But Shingo is up first and we get a fucking Made in Japan for 2. Both men just freaking crunch each other. Rebound off the ropes. Lariat. Just crunch. Collisions are insane because why? Both men are so sweaty that every collision, it flies everywhere.
That's
It's
awesome.
bonkers. Last of the Dragon, no. Pile driver, yes, but Shingo hits him on the way down, so Kid can't get the pin. Fucking Kid's like, hey, Shingo, where's your fucking fighting spirit? Show it to me. Shingo shows it to him. Trust me. Kid, though, does a fucking ripcord face slap, a headbutt, and another pile driver, but he can't cover in time. Oh my god, there's more fucking amazing gnarly shit as Shingo drops Kid on his head. It's like some kind of bastard driver looking fucking thing.
Dragon Driver 1679 420 69.
It's fucking awesome. Like
when Kid kicks out of that, the whole place is stomping their feet, and that is like the pinnacle of the match. That move right there is tremendous.
Man. So not long after that, like Kid's like on his knees swaying. He spits and he's like, "Fuck you." Last of the Dragon. 1, 2, 3. Shingo retains. I would have been happy no matter who won this match. So I'm happy. That match was never as fuck. That match was exactly what I wanted it to be. Kid, whether he won the title or not, made us a promise. He was going to give us the fucking neveringest never match that ever nevered, at least for over the last year, you know. And he delivered it. He said, apart from winning the title, he said he was going to deliver a certain kind of match.
Yeah.
And then there you go. Oh my god. I don't even care about him moving up in the card. Stay right here. This is
just his value.
More.
You know, and I hope he's learning, like in a match like this, he doesn't have to die for it to be awesome. You know what I mean? They're killing each other but they're doing it safely here. You know, whereas like, you know, that cage match was bad. But
Shingo took some gnarly bumps for him too. Like, mate.
Well, a couple things. One, like Gabe Kidd has new gear. He's got this fucking, you know, robe, like he's coming to the ring, like he's
madman, you know.
You know, it's what it says on the back, but it's like a boxing gimmick, like you know, thing. So it's pretty cool. Also, when there was one point where Shingo tries to go for the superplex, right? But like somehow Kidd ended up hanging. Like Shingo, like he like slipped through and got a chokehold, and Shingo's hanging, and it looked nasty. And Marty's like, "Oh my god!" You know, Marty was freaking out. I was freaking out. That was so dope.
But he used that move to get like one of the pile drivers in, I believe. Yeah,
I think that, you know, the big thing at the end after that big, like, you know, Tiger Driver 69 420 or whatever, like he kicks out. He does. The crowd's going nuts. One last like act of defiance, you know, before taking Last of the Dragon, right? With the spitting in Shingo's face and flipping him off. That was fantastic, man. They crushed it. And Shingo, I don't know what he said after the match as far as like the backstage comments, but I'm sure he had some respectful words for Gabe Kidd because Gabe Kidd took him to the limit, you know? It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fucking absolutely fantastic. This fucking and we knew Kid already had a bit of bad motherfucker in him. We knew that already. Now it's there, all to see. Oh my god, and the crowd, they were behind both men. I feel like the crowd was me. We don't care who wins, just kill each other. Yeah. Oh my god, this is absolutely insane. I love it. So.
There's definitely some Gabe Kidd fans in the crowd too that were like, I want him to win, you know. So there's Bullet Club fans out there, and
oh yeah,
I don't know, man. I thought that was fantastic, and what he has coming up, he just has even more of that shit. He's gonna kill Kato Kiyomiya, which will be fantastic. Kiyomiya will win, but he'll look incredible. He's probably gonna lose to Eddie Kingston too. That'll be awesome. And like, it's just one of these things where he's one of these guys that will probably lose half the singles matches he has this year, but it won't matter. He'll just be getting over with everybody because of his attitude and his incredible wrestling.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, maybe in a few months' time we'll be going like, oh yeah, remember that Shingo Kid match? We won't even talk about who won it. Like, won't be matter. Right? Doesn't matter.
Well, Hanari's name was brought up a few times during that match too by commentary because that was the last time we saw something like this. I think was Hanari versus Shingo. So
yeah, he's part of this new crop of fucking never motherfuckers as well. Like, yeah,
we hope so. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen him in a long time. But hopefully he's okay. We'll see him again soon. Right. So
we miss you, Hanari. Hurry up, get your badass self back in the ring.
I mean, please unblock me on Twitter. But anyway. Yeah. IWGP Global Title match, Luke. That one, man, what a build. We've been really looking forward to this return match. The build started last night and ended here. So I don't care. This is another one of these, like, David Finlay righting a wrong kind of things. That's what he's doing, right? You need a rebel, and here we are. So we get another video package. It's like telling us shit we already know that happened last night. So it's just funny, but at least the match just starts, right? It's like, it's not one of these things where we're standing there in the ring waiting and waiting. No, Finlay runs up the ramp and attacks before the bell, and Marty is not happy with it.
Wow, did you just like totally not say Kanemaru Gambit? How dare you, sir?
Well, I don't know. It's Kanemaru didn't do it. It's I guess Finley's allowed.
He's going to do it soon, so
yeah,
we'll get to it.
That's the Super Juniors. Here we come. Well, Nick Nemeth wrestles with the belt on for a while, and that made me laugh because he didn't have time to take the belt off. So they're wrestling, and he just has the belt on. And it reminded me, I've always wanted this gimmick of the wrestler. He's got to be heel, obviously, and he refuses to take the belt off. He wrestles in the belt, and you do all these vignettes of him like going to the grocery store with the belt on, in the shower with the belt on, brushing his teeth, he's got the belt on, going to bed, he's keeping the belt on, his family and loved ones are begging him to take the belt off, but he won't do it just because it's becoming so weird. That's what I want from a wrestling character one day. So
I love that idea. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have him winning in certain ways. Like, all right, just to make it easier for me, just say he's in New Japan. We can have him beat Honma because Honma did a Kakeshi on the belt.
Right? How dare you? Oh, his worst enemy is Naito.
Yoshihashi has to. When Goto does the hit toss from Yoshihashi onto this guy, Yoshi's like because he landed on the belt. And maybe the guy with the belt on has to sell it too because he landed and he's got the belt on. He's like
He starts doing crossbodies, and that's all he'll do. Because that's it. And he's just constantly trying to set up crossbodies and failing. I don't know. That'd be a good.
I want
gimmick.
this.
I would love that.
I want this. I want this.
But Nick Nemeth only does that gimmick for a little while. The ring the bell rings and the match starts, and Nemeth uses the ropes to punish Finlay. He does a thing where he like runs his face along the ropes and he's like, his Twitter is heel Ziggler, or used to be anyway. So I mean, he's always been a heel type guy, so he knows that shit. And this is pretty funny. Marty kindly and calmly asks him to stop, and Finlay responds by pushing Marty down, and I was very upset. And this was when Finlay was cheating. So Finlay he beats up Nick Nemeth on the outside. He's going after his ribs, because that's no one else is selling the ribs, so we'll do the ribs. Oh, wait, somebody else is. But Nick Nemeth bumps around like only he can. Only he and like a few others in the world can, and it's tremendous. It's so good. There's an Olympic slam, and Nick Nemeth goes to the corner again, and he makes Finlay pay. He tries to remove Finlay's eyes from his head at one point, which is pretty funny. And there's a neck breaker, heart attack elbows from Nick Nemeth, top rope elbow for 2, and then Finlay uses the Canadian spear going back at Nemeth's ribs. Like to see that. That was fun.
Yeah.
So this is funny. So, Nick Nemeth's on the floor, and Finlay's like, here we go. And he goes around the world, all right? But Nick Nemeth olays, and Finlay goes head first through the little gate and takes a tremendous bump. So good that New Japan's like, we need a replay. They show us a replay of that. So Marty is very upset by this and immediately starts trying to count him out, right? He's like, fuck you. You do spots in the ring. So he starts counting them out. They both get back in at 19. We get the Bouvier spot. Big lariat from Finlay, and Nick Nemeth takes an incredible bump there. into oblivion, but it's only for 2. And then Nick Nemeth, he gets a sleeper on, and Marty looks Finley right in his eyes and asks him, "Give up?" And he does not give up. But Finley uses the ropes to climb up in the corner with Nemeth on his back. All right, and hits this backpack like drop thing from and finally he hits the backpack thingy I was talking about, and they're both dead. Power bomb from Finley is reversed into the Fame Asser, which is so funny, man. I was like, wow, that looked awesome. It's not Famouser, it's Fame Asser, by the way. Everybody.
Oh, I know.
But pretty cool. We get some great near falls here at the end. Desperation super kick for 2 from Nick Nemeth. Power bomb for 2 from Finley. Another power bomb. Trash Panda gut shot, whatever it's called. Finley is the new global champion who kills over.
Yeah, that's all right. This is gonna sound weird. I don't know. I don't care how it sounds. I think I liked these Nick and David Finley's match tonight more than I liked their previous matches the night before. I don't know why. Even still, whilst I did like this match, it was kind of gnarly, like kind of vicious. I really enjoyed it. I'm coming down from just having witnessed an absolute war. I'm kind of coming down from that. And even though I like this match more than the matches they had the night before, this is in the diva spot for me because I'm just like, man, the show's over. Just wrap this up now. Like, come on. What do you got that can be just like what I've just seen? That's my shit. That's why I love New Japan, right? This match is still really good and has a finish I knew was coming because it's Bullet Club's show, Dontaku, and I guess, I don't know, what are they doing with, is Nemeth not going to be at Resurgence? Who knows? I don't know.
God, Resurgence.
So I still have this moment when I'm thinking like, all right, Nick versus Finley. All right, he won the global belt. Sweet. What have we finished, aren't we? And then I see the video package for Moxley versus Ren Narita, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Video package was awesome, though, man.
Oh, yeah. Look, it feels so weird complaining about, like, getting 2 more matches, but, like, I feel had a big week, and watching a match like that was just some sort of, like, mega pleasurable, cathartic release of the likes of which I kind of needed. I needed something like that Kid Shingo match in this week, just to kind of cheer me up, energize me, just make me feel really good. It did almost all those things. It didn't energize me. It exhausted me. I was exhausted after watching it because I'm just like, it's been a tough week. That's just like my release, and I'm good. And I'm like, oh shit, there's another hour. All right, okay, cool.
Well, how much wrestling is enough wrestling, right?
Yeah.
There are amounts that are enough, and we got too much wrestling on this show, in my opinion. And there was already too much, and then they added a match, and I'm like, oh god. But also, we do a podcast where we have to talk about it, so sometimes we get tired of wrestling too. That also happens. So.
It does indeed. So we do have it. It is Jon Moxley versus Ren Narita. Moxley's coming out to do his entrance. Kanemaru Gambit before the bell even starts. They beat the shit out of Moxley. Moxley gets some revenge and all that kind of stuff. And then Moxley gets back in the ring. There's more cheating and stuff. And then Moxley's like, hey, Red Shoes, ring the fucking bell. I'm ready to go now. Let's go. So the bell rings. And what I get is a 20-minute match that I kind of wish was 10, 15. Does that make sense? Was it 25 minutes? I don't know why. I like Ren Narita in this role, but for some reason, I don't know. I'd rather see Evil get his comeuppance ass kicked in this spot. I thought this match was all right. I like Moxley. Ren's fine. I mean, I did put him over earlier, but there was just something that didn't quite fully click for me with this match. And I like House of Torture matches too. I like it when they win. I like it when they lose. Unless it's too much one way or the other. There's got to be that. There's a balancing act with House of Torture, right?
Yeah.
And there's no. I also thought to myself, you've got a show in America next week. You're not going to have fucking John Moxley there with the gold. That's going to put, as Shivani would say, butts in seats, but like actually will. So I had a few of that hanging around. It's maybe the match isn't too long. Maybe it's just me going like, look, I know what you're doing. I just let's just go to Shooter Mox. Let's do it. Because that's a match where I'd be happy. Not maybe I want Shooter to win, but I could see that one at least going either way.
Yeah.
So we get all the House of Torture spots. Yes, we get Shooter coming out to help and all this kind of stuff. It's entertaining. There's nothing quite wrong with it. It's just that never match happened. And that's how I feel. Moxley wins with the Death Rider on Ren Narita. Good move. Would have pissed the crowd off and made me laugh, though, if Ren Narita had won. I would have fucking laughed my ass off. But even I, after my laughter, would have been like, bitch, are you for real? Like, really? So, I guess that's my detailed review of how I feel about the main event. What did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was like a very interesting match. There's some details that we got to make sure we talk about. Like, for example, Shota Umino got handcuffed to like by House of Torture at one point, and El Desperado ended up coming out and helping getting some revenge from earlier, so that was kind of cool. Because he doesn't like the Bullet Club guys either. So I thought that was kind of cool. But this match, like, parts of it are bad, like not good at all. Like, and it's a lot of it's like, oh, I'm going to throw you into the chairs. And then it's just a lame chair bump. Like, they did the chair bump stuff and it was lame. Now, I'm not expecting Flair versus Steamboat here. I know what I'm going to get, but it's like
another thing. We watched two bump machines in Nemeth and Finley. Then we watched, two bump machines, or two guys who just decided to land hard for each other. We'll make it, you know what I mean, with Kid and Shingo. So when they're using chairs and stuff and the bumps look shitty, you're just like, really?
It doesn't look like it hurts. It looks like it's just is dumb and wasting time.
Yeah.
So, and the opening part of this match is real sloppy. Now, one thing I like about the beginning is that fucking, what's his name? Ren hits that floating knee thing that he does, which usually doesn't look like it hurts at all. Well, he did that to the floor, and that was the first time it ever looked like it hurt. Like, I was like, wow, that's cool. So, like, you got these little, like, things sprinkled in that are fantastic, but they're kind of surrounded by some bullshit. Like, they just botch stuff at the beginning, and it's like, man, come on, man. That just makes me upset. They fight in the crowd, and at one point, a fan just dumps water all over Moxley's head, and I'm like, kick that guy out right away. What an asshole. He completely crossed the line. So that was
what a fucking prick. And you don't usually see behavior like that from a Japanese crowd.
That was not okay.
And out of all the people to pour the water on, though, it's not House of Torture. It's John Moxley. Okay.
He thought he was helping, I guess, but man, it was like,
I'm helping.
You're banned. So,
get the fuck out of Fukuoka.
That's gonna get you kicked out most time. But
so yeah.
When they finally get in the ring and they start wrestling, it finally resembles a New Japan main event. And that is my problem with the first half of the match. Is it's like, I thought this is for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Could you guys wrestle maybe? That'd be cool. And not just be punching each other and doing walk-in brawl. That's like it's the opposite of what I think of when I think of IWGP.
And when we're saying bullshit, a lot of people might think, oh, you're talking about the House of Torture cheating spots. No, we expect those. That's part and parcel with the House of Torture. We're talking about these guys just having a lame fucking brawl, and I'm just like, I already saw the Ultimate Brawl.
Yeah.
Come on.
They're building, and I get it, but man, it's boring at first. And also something else that happens in this match that I was kind of blown away by is it like I'm bored, and then Moxley hits a suicide dive. And like it's one of those, like, usually his suicide dives like the running push, and it really doesn't do anything. And but this one pushes Ren into the fucking, guardrail so hard that the video glitches out again. And it's like, whoa, it's really cool. In the one of the best spots in the match too is that Moxley puts like Uranagi's Ren like off the apron through 2 tables, and it looks awesome. Like Ren over rotated just a little bit, but not too much. So he landed kind of high on his shoulders, but it just looks so awesome. That was great.
One of the few things I like about Jay White not being in New Japan anymore is I see more wrestlers doing Uranagis now.
That's
and
true.
I love that move.
That was really cool. You know, there was some really good wrestling at the end, and that's kind of what I wanted, you know, was just the wrestling. We also had the whole thing where Moxley's going to win. He's got the Bulldog choke on, but lights out, Evil Dick in, they beat up Moxley, and that's when we get the whole thing where, you know, we get El Desperado out, you know, and Shota Umino appears and takes out Evil Dick, and Desperado helps, and I don't know, that was really fun, you know.
I like that stuff too.
Desperado's hanging out with cool people for once, you know, so, you know. But I also at the end, there was something else that was revealed. Like after the match, we see Desperado holding the bolt cutters, which the cameras had missed. So that's how Shota Umino got free. So after the match, some guy gets in the ring, some Mark, and he presents Moxley with the title. I was very disappointed there was no novelty check. I mean, why can't he get a giant novelty check? That's ridiculous. None of that for the Lunatic Fringe. But there was really awesome blocking though at the end, because like Shota Umino is leaving the ring, but he just kind of sits on the apron, tries to join TMDK for a second, but really it's so they can get this awesome shot in the background as like the confetti falls. You could see Jon Moxley celebrating without his giant check, but you know he does have the title, and like, you know, Shota Umino sitting on the apron just kind of looking like, I get my shot, you know, he's excited, but he's also serious about it. And I just thought that match had a lot of ups and downs. These shows had a lot of ups and downs. There was good stuff, but man, there was some bad stuff in that match too, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm glad like you've mirrored some of these things, because sometimes maybe I feel like, do I have my grumpy hat on? Do I just not like it as much because I've had a shit? Yeah. Do I just not like it as much because like it's been a shit week and I'm not vibing with things? But like, no, all the things I feel like I really wanted to love, like I did, like, and the things I wanted to really deliver that were important to me did deliver in the ways that I wanted them to. So I'm mostly looking at Shingo and Gabriel Kidd here. Let's face it. And
awesome.
Doki too. Awesome. Hey, he opened both shows, Doki, and he got the crowd going, and they're chanting his fucking name. Yeah, awesome. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention the other thing that really made me happy, and that was Zack Sabre Jr. and Jeff Cobb. So, you know, it's like both nights had on one match card. I'm like,
I thought you were going to say Tonga Loa going to WWE.
Oh, dude. I wake up the other morning, dear listeners, and Mr. Guy's like, have you heard the news? I'm like, no, I didn't watch last night's show. I'm like, I feel my grumpy, I didn't write it. I feel like my morning brain was just like, I fucking told him this. That's how it's grumpy brain. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I was like, no, I haven't watched the show yet. You go, it's not show related. You're like, chill, dude. It's not show related. Tonga Loa turned up in the WWE. And it was if like this veil of like morning groggy and grumpiness had been lifted, and I was like, the hills are alive with the sound of Tonga Loa fucking leaving. It's awesome news. And then my Tim was quick to, because he watches WWE, he's quick to go like, hey, Tonga Loa's here. And I'm like, good. Can they keep him?
They are. They're keeping him. He botched his spot too. His initial spot, he botched it. So he, like, Tama Tonga was about to get pinned by some guy. I don't know who. I mean, maybe I know. I don't know who it was. But and it's, you know, Tonga Loa was supposed to come out from under the ring and pull the ref before 3. But the ref has to like hold his hand and be like, because he's late. It's awesome. That's
fucking incredible.
The Gaijin Yoshihashi, you know what I mean? So,
dude,
great.
Even Yoshihashi will have, you know, pull out a match where I'm like, hey, that was pretty fucking good. I've seen quite a few of those, like over the since 2017 when I started, you know. I don't think I've ever watched a Tonga Loa match and was like, whoa, shit, gotta watch this. All right, maybe I haven't for Yoshi either, but I've sat there and really enjoyed a match Yoshi partially took part in. I don't know, man. Tonga Loa. Oh, it was such amazing news. It was, yeah, it did put a smile on my dial. I can't deny it.
That's why I told it to you. I thought you'd be happy. So,
oh, dude, at first I was like, motherfucker, I haven't seen it, and I'm thinking like that, and then yeah. Shall we round this off with a wrestler diary? I'm hoping so.
I agree.
All right, let's do it. By the way, I'm not avoiding them. I've now decided to save them because we're going to hit a period where I don't know. I'm just going to do marathon Great-O-Khan diaries. Just binge them.
They're
to
really
the episodes.
long. Great-O-Khan's diaries are really long, and I don't know if we've had one yet that's been awesome. So, we're struggling with Great-O-Khan.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back there. I might proofread the next couple just to see. All right. But we're going to do it with Jamie's future ex-husband, which is, it's our champion. Dude, it fucking feels great when one of my favorite wrestlers in the world has a title, especially if it's a title I like. Oh, I'm so happy. That's why I would have been
belt on Shingo.
That's why I would have been happy no matter who won that match. I like Gabriel Kidd and Shingo. In fact, split it in half. Make it one of those best friend necklaces you can buy, and put it around each other's.
Okay, so it's a belt that goes around both their waists, and they're trapped together, and then we do the belt gimmick. They don't take it off because they like it, and they want their family is like, you guys have to separate at some point, and they're like, no, we love being champion.
You have to accept we're both bad motherfuckers together. Oh my god! All right, so it's episode 134. It's Takagi style Ascendant Dragon, and there's a photo of him. There's a huge mountain. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Mount Fuji ? And it's Shingo looking, pretty cool and pointing at us. It looks like he's about to ask if we might like some scar. Or tea time, as Twitch calls it. This is dated March 31st, 2024. Here we go. March 17, the Shizuoka show. NJC quarterfinal versus Evil. I lost. It was really awful. After the match, I couldn't think of anything to say, so I remained alone in the waiting room while the staff cleaned up. There's a photo of a disappointed, dejected Shingo who can't think of anything to say with a towel over his head and maybe a sob on his face.
There's somebody vacuuming right next to him, like, hey, can you pick your feet up? Come on, I gotta go home,
Yeah, exactly. Hey, just out of shot. Hey, can you pass me that empty beer bottle? Thanks, Shingo. Thank you.
Sorry about
it. Yeah. March 18th, Kuriyama show. I got a modicum of revenge on Evil. And there's a picture of the revenge. It's Bushi misting Evil while Hiromu and Shingo hold Evil's arms. March 20, Nagoya show. Oh, sorry. After that, he said, but I'm still not satisfied. March 20, Nagoya show. My NJC ended without me being able to hit complete combustion rate. So I announced my challenge for the Never title. It would be unbearable if I didn't do something to step up. Man, another photo of this time Evil getting something on him. Oh, no, he's about to get Dragon Squid. Really great, something like that. NJC's winner was Yoda Tsuji. Yoda was amazing. He made it through this year's tough schedule. It was a stunning win in the main event against the battle-hardened Hiroki Goto. I definitely feel like the door to a new era has opened. That's not to say my generation won't hold back or back down. Quite the opposite. Since we're friends, there is no sense of animosity between us. But I can definitely say that I'm paying attention to what Yoda is doing. I also want to carve a pathway to Naito and see what would happen. As to who I want to win, I'm 50-50. I don't want to see my generation be sent out to pasture just yet, but I do want to see Yoda with the IWGP around his waist. Yeah. This is actually a fucking wrestling.
It's in character, and he's talking about wrestling. I can't believe it. I can't believe he called Goto a hardened battle hardened, by the way, in that match. Like, he had one match, right? He was battle softened
I
by the
reckon
New
he
Japan Cup.
yeah.
So
Battle softened. He fucking because he had 2 nights off, extra nights off the last.
right.
That's amazing. Although I'm looking forward to the main event on April 6th, now is not the time for me to rest on my laurels. I have something else to do. The semi-main event at Ryogoku is mine. Never open weight championship match. Champion Evil versus Shingo Takagi. Challenger. There's the promo photo. He's fucking selling. He's doing the whole I hate Evil story like right here, but also pimping out his bros. This is fucking incredible. I want to pay him back for what he did to me in Shizuoka, but even more than that, I can't forgive him for tarnishing the title belt. I've been crowned as the champion of the never openweight division many times, but do I really want this defaced belt? It's not just me. The fans are livid at him too. Yeah, I was kind of mad at him for that, and I love Evil. Ever since, that's why I love House of Torture. I'm like, I love these guys, but they even piss me off. So what they do works. Ever since the Nagoya show ended, I've been preparing hard for my title match on April 6th, March 26th, filming for Takagi Channel. The Shingo Takagi Channel has been a bit inactive recently. I am collaborating with a partner who is perfect for the Year of the Dragon as I prepare to relaunch the channel in April. The Wind and Cloud Ascendant Dragon, Genshiro Tenru. It's been 19 years since we first met each other, but I'm still too afraid to talk to him casually. Oh, man, adorable. That's fucking adorable. It's a different kind of tension with Animal Hamaguchi. He gave me lots of useful advice. He also doesn't like the way House of Torture did things. I have his backing, so I have no choice but to win. I have no choice but to do it.
That's great.
And there's a photo of him. I'm guessing they were Tenru, which is pretty badass. And it looks like he got Tenru to sign a book for something, or he's got a book of his. And yeah, it's Shingo pretty much being me when I met Shingo. A total fucking mark.
That's
man, if he was coming down for Tamashii again,
they would have announced it probably, right?
Yeah, I'd have been there. And I would be like, can I please have Never title on shoulder for photo?
Yeah.
In fact, get out of here. Can I just
run away? Grab it and run.
Why did this man run away with the belt? Yeah, and people find out. Oh, yeah.
Hey, that gets some listeners. We'll go viral.
That's right. You'll be doing the shows by yourself, though, because I'll be in the jails. No. March 27th. Off. It was a very sunny day. Perhaps I could even hear the calling. I visited Katori Shrine in Katori City with Kazu Misaki, the former mixed martial artist who has taught me much over the years. There's a photo of them both. Misaki's way of life is honestly really cool, and there's a lot I can learn from him. Now it's on the 28th of the 3rd. The Hatsuratsu, man, I rarely do the names like you do them, and I just did that. Yeah, it's a radio recording. Anyway, I feel that my rapport, Michael Rappaport, I feel my rapport with Mrs. Babazono, sorry, that I was like Babazono, has become even more smooth. My reading has become less smooth as I've gone along. All right. I feel that my rapport with Miss Babazono has become even more smooth. When I entered the studio, I was particularly relieved to see Babazono already tucking into her bento when I arrived. Lol. I assume that's a photo of Shingo with Babazono. March 29th, travel day. I stayed in Kanazawa. This is kind of how Greater Khan does the diary, but much shorter. I stayed in Kanazawa, one of my favorite cities. The food is delicious, and I like the Kyoto-like atmosphere. It seems like April is almost here. I would like to make a fresh start and ride the upward trend with a new mindset. See you then. And then he writes, Hero Riding Cloud. Thank you, Gas Ho! Shingo Takagi. And there's a temple photo of some kind. And that is it. That is actually kind of cool because we get that's him before he's won the title talking about how much he wants to put some respect back into it and just, and I'm like, actually kind of wanted to read that. Yeah.
I was really hoping we get like a, him at the store looking for a new, checkered tie or checkered pants, or like going to the like local record shop to shop for like obscure ska records, or
Chubby
see,
Checker.
yeah. Oh, I met Chubby Checker one time. You know that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He was in Greece. He was the beauty school dropout person in Greece. And after the show, he was signing autographs. And I fucking walked up to him and I'm like, man, Chubby Checker. And he signed my program and it says, keep on twisted. That's awesome. I'll show that to you sometime. I got that. It's awesome. Keep on twisted. What a badass.
Dude. I'm impressed. That's fucking cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Meeting Chubby Checker. Fucking hell. Fucking A.
It was great. After the show proper of Grease, for no apparent reason, the cast and Chubby Checker just sang a bunch of songs. They sang some Beatles songs. They sang The Twist. They sang Let's Twist Again. It's great. I love that. He has the twist, and then he has the second, the sequel.
Let's twist again.
Like we did last summer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I fucking love that kind of 50s sound, 50s music. Yeah.
Tremendous.
Oh my god. What an upper to end the show on. That's fucking cool.
Chubby Checker.
I don't give a shit. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's good.
Luke, I'm ready to twist again.
Yeah. Oh my god. Thanks. Oh my god. Like I put that on my next NeverOpenPod.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've reached the end of our show, but unless Mr. Guy has, is this some motherfucker with a lawnmower? Get out of here! Anyway, unless Mr. Guy has anything he would like to add.
Let's twist again.
In Gato we trust. You a loser, motherfucker!